Okay.
Very shared the documents. Very good.
The other one I shared is so-called the writing sample that I looked at a better version of it.
Oh,
That
okay.
is the copy of this.
It's not that. It's not terrible. Hang on, right there. Good work.
This paper is from the essay,
Okay.
and that's good. With the
Good.
grading
good.
the writing.
Beautiful. Thank you. Now, wait, oh. Okay. What class are you here for?
The second,
Why do I always ask you? Okay. And what are we doing today?
this one is the week 9 discussion.
Okay, so it's discussion board. Okay. All right. Nope. Okay. All right. Very good. Um, yeah. Now we just have to find the paper. All right, so the document and item. So the item shared with you, grade 5 level, that's
That's the so-called little picture.
that's the little picture. Okay, but this one.
In case that picture is not accurate.
Okay, I'll take a look. Oh wait, I'm out of here. Already here. I don't have to share back here. Okay. Okay, very good. Look at this. How was your week?
It was okay.
Did you have a nice spring break?
Yeah, I tried to sleep.
Good. Did you succeed or no?
Kind of, because like on a few days last week, my mom and my brothers, or my mom and brothers, they went to see doctors, so I went with them to see the
Okay.
doctor.
Okay. You have to. Did you have to translate or anything?
No, I was just
You
waiting
just go
for
with
them.
them. Okay.
Just waiting for them. I was in the waiting room.
You're in the waiting room. Oh,
Yeah,
you're
that
just
kind
going
of
for
waiting.
company. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Got it.
That kind.
That's nice. I get it. It's good to have people there. Ariel, what a shake. Oh, interesting. Okay.
That's the second page of the article that
Mhm.
I have the grading of errors in that little chart.
Okay. So this is how you're supposed to do it.
I think based on that chart, yes. Because the rest of the paragraph, the essay was just like talking about how to like grade assignment. This one's more of like what it is.
Look at the three authentic examples of the writing in the folder called error coding and error analysis. Each piece of writing is labeled with a distinct grade in English language. So is this considered, yeah, are there different ones other than this? Okay. So you just had to pick one or something?
Yeah, there were so called three.
Okay, got it. Now I understand. And you could pick whatever one you wanted or no?
Yeah, because I didn't choose those because I kind of understand them, but at the same time, it was kind of confusing
Okay.
because the way they wrote it, the grammar of spelling was kind of hard to really
Okay.
understand.
Mhm. Okay. Take that one back. That was a good decision on your part.
With that, I kind of understand they're talking about space, but at the
Right.
same time, the
Lots
way
of
they
mistakes,
writing about it is not like.
Yeah. Okay. Wait. No, this is even worse.
And so far, their level of understanding of their English is the same level, but their grade level is different.
Yeah, no kidding. That's
Yeah.
this is grade 3. Yeah. This is level 2. Great. Okay. All right. You'll take that back. All right. Choose one of the pieces when you choose, and then you use the error codes, the article record. Finally, in this DB, don't know what DB is. What's DB?
Is it discussion?
Answer a question about the piece of written code. Answer. What's the error that was most prevalent in my what? Thank you. Work on the error correctly. One, sure, definitely. Piece of written choose the subject. All right, let me just look it over here. Piece of writing, choose as the subject of my discussion post. Two about everyone. Couple of errors. Order of sentence writing. Some of them should be first, and the other one should go first. Should go next sentence. That the next error should be. That's the error. The words. Okay. Now let's look at this again. So look at the second one.
Yes.
Why do you think the order's wrong?
It seems like the way they wrote it, it could have went the other way around.
So read it to me. You got it?
Yeah.
Ready? Weird.
Because some of it sounds right, but like the way they could have wrote it the other way.
Okay, so read the second part.
Ariel got a shock, then the ice cream that she had dropped on the floor.
Wow. And you think it should say what?
Like that then she dropped it, and then like that's the
Okay, so read it
reaction.
the way you think it should be.
Then the ice cream that she had dropped on the floor. Ariel got a shock
This is so, okay, that makes sense.
because I know it's so called based on the pictures and stuff,
Yeah,
but like it's young, so like they can write it the other way around too.
right, yeah, that makes sense. At first, I thought she had a shake, an ice cream shake, and she just spelled it wrong, but I think you're right. Okay.
Because it
How is
looks
the
like
vet?
she dropped her ice cream in the picture, and then like
Yeah, she's got a cone, not a shake. So Ariel was a girl. She very liked to eat ice cream. Today, her mom wanted to buy an ice cream for her. Okay. Then the ice cream that she had dropped on the floor, Ariel was shocked, probably. After the ice cream fell down, she was not happy. She was crying for her ice cream. Okay. All right. So that makes sense. Okay. So you think,
like for the first one, like where she said she liked the ice cream, or for that one they could like either switch the second sentence to the last one with the ice, like she liked ice cream or something like that too.
so the first one or the second one?
For the first paragraph,
So you think that should be,
a little bit switch to it.
okay. There is a girl.
Or like take out some of the sentences from there.
Hmm. Okay, what's the biggest error? Okay. All right, so we're good to here. Get rid of the word peace. Sentences in this writing are kind of confusing because some of the sentences, because the order of the sentences, the order of some of the sentences, the order they put a the in there, the order. Because the order of some of the sentences should be what? You need a space between the and order. You know that. Right? Can you see that? The order of some of the sentences. Order of the sentences should be switched, maybe? The order. Let's see, the sentences in this writing are kind of confusing because the order of some of the sentences should be switched. Why don't we just use that word? Because this is kind of confusing what you have. Put an ED on there. Period.
Then delete the rest.
Okay, now, yeah, we get rid of the next line for sure. Okay. Very good. I think the order of the first part is okay. What would you change in the first one? Ariel is a girl, that should be first. She likes to eat ice cream. Today, her mom buys an ice cream for her. What would you change?
Just have some of the grammar.
Oh, yeah, but what about the order of sentences? You think it's okay?
I think it can be, it's kind of okay, and it can be switched.
How would you switch it?
Just like maybe so today go after she's a girl then.
The Ariel's a girl. Today, her mom buys her an ice cream cone. Yeah, I could go either way. Yeah, I can see your point. Do you want to make that point? What do you think? I mean, I don't think that's that. I think it could go either way. I think you'd be better off concentrating on the other errors here. But I see your point that in that second one, it really affects, like it's really difficult to understand.
Yeah, because that one, then like said the ice cream drop.
Yeah, because you have to say what is the worst error, right? That's what they want to know. What's the error the most prevalent? So this is interesting. It's not the most prevalent error because it only happens once, really. But it's probably the worst error is the problem. But she's asking for the most prevalent. Let's look at it.
Because there are like so-called grammar errors in there too.
Yeah, there's a lot of grammar errors. Okay, she very liked to eat. So she's leaving some words out. She very much likes to eat ice cream. We think that's what she's trying to say?
I think maybe, yeah.
Okay, so that's a tense error. She left a word out also. Today, her mom buy. Okay, that's a tense error. Okay, and you're right, the preposition's wrong. Should be for. Ice cream that she had. Yeah, you're right. I think you know what? Yeah, I think tense. I think tense is the most prevalent problem.
Oh.
There's like 4 or 5 tense errors here. So I think I might change that. You're not going to forget about the word order, the sentence order, but because I only see one, like in the first one, it's not necessarily, it could go one way, it could go the other way. The second one, the order is definitely wrong. Okay. But that's one error, whereas there's probably 5 tense errors. And prevalent means how often does it occur? Okay. So I think I would change this. I would say the most prevalent error in this writing is verb tense. And you have that as I would just kind of reverse what you're saying. The most prevalent error in this writing is verb tense, period. Okay. Okay, and then, yeah, because this is what you say down here, the next error. So you can get rid of that sentence because we're going to say this first. All right, so get rid of that sentence because we already said it. All right. Most prevalent error in this writing is verb tense. Okay. Hang on here.
I read the word wrong.
Say what?
Wrong.
Well, you got error already. So error says it's wrong. So I don't think you need to. But let's think. So it's present tense. You know, the third one down here, it says she was crying. Who put in the was?
It was a.
That's how they gave it to you. Okay.
I think when the student was writing it, they forgot that they wanted the word was. They went back and wrote was.
Okay. This is not necessarily wrong agreement. Oh, I think it's agreement. No, wait, oh my God. Help. Form. What do we call this? Wrong number. Wrong tense. Okay, I'm sorry. So it's definitely tense, but is it number or is it? What is it called here? Just, okay, I don't know. All right, so we're gonna say it's verb tense. My problem at the moment is that I don't know, like, there's different kinds of tense errors, you verb tense errors you can have. And I am not sure which is the most prevalent verb tense error here. So do you have to give examples?
I don't think so until unless like so-called the what is it the first the round of correction
Oh, because you'll have others?
that no but that's the one of the question and the second one said the would you correct with the student and then that one will have a reason. Need a reason.
What do you think you might work on in the first round of error correction with the student? Okay. All right, so the piece of writing that I choose. You want choose or chose
Which the other
for
one
your first line?
the other one was it?
This right here. The piece of writing that I choose as the subject of my discussion, or the piece of writing that I chose. You want to choose?
The
Present tense is choose, past tense is chose.
the school.
Chose, past tense. So you need to get rid of one of the O's. Piece of writing that I chose as a subject of my discussion post is grade 5, level 2 about Ariel and her ice cream. The most prevalent error in this writing is verb tense. Okay, now you've got to say which error you're going to, so you have to talk about the error that you're going to correct, right?
During the yeah.
Okay, and then we can talk about what the other errors are. Is that right?
I think so.
Yeah, I think so. Because what is the error that is most prevalent in this writing? Verb tense. What do you think you might work on in the first round of error correction? Okay. So I think you want to add here, most prevalent error in this writing is verb tense for the first round of correction, of error correction, for the first round of error correction. And put a period after tense here. Start a new sentence. Okay. Good. For the first round of error correction, comma, I would make sure that the verbs in this, in this sample, I guess, agree in both agree in both. What do we say here? Number and form? I hope that's right.
What?
Form. Wrong form. It says mistake of the form of a word. I think that's right. Tense. Okay, let's say that. Number, form, and tense. Then we're covered. Yeah, number, comma, form, comma, and tense. Number, comma, form, and tense. Okay. Now we got to go back. The period there. I would make sure that the verbs in the sample agree. Now take out, because there's 3 of them, so you can't say both.
Oh,
So get rid of both. And then take out the S on number. It's number, form, and tense. Okay, now we're covered because that's all there could possibly be wrong.
Mhm.
Okay. Now here you might talk about. Okay, wait. Well, what do you think you might work on in the first round of error correction? So we answered that. Why? Why do you think you should correct it? The tense. Why is that important?
that the student be ready in the first four, correct the
Correct tense. But why?
so the reader and the teacher and everybody will understand.
Okay, that's what you have to write. Okay. Let's see. So for the first round of error correction, I would make sure that the verbs in this sample agree in number, form, and tense, so that I would just add on to the sentence. So that I would just add on to the same sentence. So take away the period. So that anyone reading the child's writing would understand. Will understand what she's trying to say. Period. Oh, yeah, you got to fix child. It should be apostrophe S. Yeah, you got it. Okay. All right. So I think we got that. Already did that. All right. Now, I would also afterwards say, besides verb tense, so now we're going to talk about the other order errors. Besides verb tense, comma, I would also switch the order of sentences in the second sample. Is that what you'd say? I would also switch the order of sentences in the second sample. Period. Oh, I know. Wait, in the second sample to make it less confusing. To make it less confusing.
Okay.
All right, and then finally, comma, it may not be finally, we'll see, but do it now.
Mhm.
Finally, I would make sure tense is definitely the biggest thing. Then, what do we say here? Let's see. Finally, I would make sure that she didn't leave any words out. Because it's not so much that she's spelling things wrong, it's that the tense is wrong in a lot of this. So it's not really spelling errors, it's tense problems. So after, for example, after the ice cream fall down, there's nothing wrong with fall down, it's spelled correctly. It's just, it should be fell down, okay? And the word shook is spelled wrong. That's true. That's really a spelling error. But then the ice cream that she had drop on the floor, that's a tense error. Should be dropped. Yeah, the rest of this. Okay, so what do we say here? Sorry. Finally, I would make sure that she didn't leave any words out. What's the other thing? And that she spelled all the words correctly. Okay, period. All right, so then do we have anything else here that we need to include? Spelling errors. Okay. All right, so we're going to see now. What do you have here? Wow. There we go. Okay. Okay, now I'm doing a word count. Tools. Word count. 112. We can do a little bit more. Okay. Because it should be 150 to 200, right?
Yeah.
All right. In that case, just put all the words correctly. Piece of writing that I chose as a subject of my discussion post is grade 5, level 2 about Ariel and her ice cream. The most prevalent error in this writing is verb tense. For the first round of error correction, I would make sure that the verbs in this sample agree in number, form, and tense so that anyone reading the child's writing will understand what she's trying to say. Besides verb tense, I would also switch the order of sentences in the second sample to make it less confusing. Okay, let's go back there. After that sentence, let's talk about that a little bit more. Ariel is shook up. Ariel is shook up, right? Yes, up after her ice cream falls on the floor. So the sentence that says she was shook up should come after the sentence describing her ice cream falling on the floor. Wait, should come, wait. Ariel is shook up after her ice cream. So I want you to look at this.
Yes.
Okay. Ariel is shook up. Is what tense? Is that for present, past, or future? Let's see. Tom is coming to dinner. Is that present tense, past tense, or future tense? Tom will be coming to dinner.
Oh yeah, the will
is what? Okay, so we know it's not future. So Tom is coming to dinner. Is that present tense or past tense?
Present.
Was it?
Present.
Present, yeah. What would it be if it was past tense? Tom No, it's gotta be a to be verb. So, will be is future, is present. Yesterday, no, that doesn't work. That doesn't work. Yesterday, Tom was coming to dinner, okay? So present is,
Mhm.
okay? All right. So Ariel is, you've got the present tense. Ariel is shook up after her ice cream fell. Is that past tense or present tense?
That was,
Exactly. So you need to have this agree. So so it should be fall. What should it be? I'm sorry, it should be fell. It should be exactly. Except you need,
the EN,
now, and what do you need at the end?
the EN.
Not en. Well, you're gonna make your life harder. Ariel is shook up after her ice cream. If you say en, we gotta make some other changes.
Oh,
Falls, put an S on it. Ariel is shook up after her ice cream falls on the floor. Okay? Now, to make your life harder, what if I said, oh, no, you can't use is. I want you to use was. Ariel was shook up after her ice cream. What do you do here?
then it becomes fell.
Exactly. That's right. So either way is correct, but you just have to be consistent. Ariel is shook up after her ice cream falls on the floor. Now, the reason I didn't want you to do en, because then you would have had to say Ariel, you'd have to change is to was. Ariel was shook up after her. No, that's not true. Ariel is shook up after her ice cream, and you said fall. Oh, you'd have to say has fallen. You'd have to put the has in there, and I didn't want you to have to do that. Ariel is shook up after her ice cream falls on the floor. So the sentence that, what's wrong with said?
The tense.
Exactly. What should it be? Says. S-A-Y-S. You know where I am? Right here by there. Because said is what tense?
Yep.
That's right. Says is present tense. And they have to be consistent. Ariel is shook up after her ice cream falls on the floor. So the sentence that says she was, let's get rid of the en. There is no such word as shooken. Oh, there is such a word as shaken, but let's not use it. Just get rid of the en. Okay. The sentence that says she was shook up, put the word up in there, should, get rid of this have, because you're changing tenses on me, should come before, am I right? Wait a minute, it's wrong. It's not before. It should become after the sentence that says that she was shook up. Right? Because it fell on the floor and then she shook up. Okay? Get what I'm saying?
Mhm.
All right, you better tell me the truth.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, hang on here. Let's see. And this is hard because it's hard to explain this. Ariel is shook up after the ice cream falls on the floor. So the sentence that says she was shook up should come after the sentence. After the sentence that says, gotta say it again, that says, we're in the present tense, S-A-Y-S, her ice cream has fallen. Yeah. Her ice cream has fallen on the floor. I'm not going to read this again because this is ridiculous. Period. Okay. Besides verb tense, I would also switch the order of sentences in the second sample to make it less confusing. Ariel, okay, what's wrong? Ariel is shook up after ice cream falls on the floor. So the sentence says she changed the was, make that is, where my cursor is. It says she is shook up, should come after the sentence. It says her ice cream is full. Yeah, that's right. Okay, now Now, they want you to change this, and I understand why, to shaken. Ariel is shaken up. So, up to
Yes.
you. You want to make it shaken?
I think that's what they were trying to say. maybe.
They are. It's just all a tense thing. So it's up to you. You want to say, I was trying to use their words, but as far as grammatically correct, it probably should be shaken. You want to change it or you want to leave it?
I think for the first part, maybe is it the second part, but
The second part, they're not giving me any blue lines on the second part.
the that says she is shook up. Don't say it.
I know. Let's see what happens if we put shaken, if it changes it. Ariel is shaken up after the ice cream falls on the floor. So the sentence that says she is, no, let's go back to shook, because that's the word they're using, even though it's not grammatically correct there. But I don't want you to be using, I mean, it's kind of funny, but I want you to reflect the words they're using. Ariel is shook up after the ice cream falls on the floor. I'm going to put a comment here. So the sentence that says she is shook up should come after the sentence that says her ice cream's falling on the floor. Okay. That's not good. Finally, let's put this all in the same paragraph. Finally, I would make sure that she didn't leave any words out. That she out and then she spelled all the words correctly. Okay, now let's see what we got here on word count. We need more. Do that. Do you do a word count thing? Do you check your word count?
But then
But you do that. Just because since she asks. 148, not bad. Okay. It's not too bad. Finally, I would make, let's say, unless we're going to add just a little bit more. Finally, I would make sure that she didn't leave any words out and that she spelled all the words correctly. For example, spelling shook, S-H-O-O-K, spelling shook, as, and in quotes, you're going to put S-H-O-K, because that's what she does. For example, spelling shook as S-H, put quotes. Okay. Finally, spelling shook as S-H-O-K is what she has. Good, okay. Is confusing. Period. Did she mean? Shock? Put this in quotes. Shock, S-H-O-C-K. Did she mean S-H-O-C-K or shake? Also in quotation marks. Question mark. Okay. And then we're going to put a comma after, for example, because that's what we do. Okay. For example, spelling shook as S-H-O-K is confusing. Did she mean shock or shake? And then write, it is, at first it is hard to know. At first it is hard to know. All right, I think that's pretty good. Is it okay for you?
Yeah.
And I would say it is, because we're trying to keep it in present tense here. Okay. Now. Okay.
Yeah, I think that's great. 159 words. All right, I think you can get rid of the rest of this. What do you think?
Yeah, okay.
Okay. I mean, in the rewording, I see your point here. You could put that in if you want. Let's see. She was crying for her ice cream. She was really, you want to mention this? You have room.
Yeah, yeah, sure.
Okay, so, all right, so let's do here. Let's see. Maybe it's not finally. Let's not do finally, because you have things that come after it. She shook up after the sentence. It says, okay, we're going to get rid of finally, because it's not final, okay?
Okay.
See where my cursor is? Okay, so let's get that. I would say I would also. Okay, I would also make sure that she didn't leave any words out and that she spelled all the words correctly. For example, yeah, just put an also in there, okay? For example, spelling shook as first is hard to know. Okay. Now we'll say over here, finally, because now this really is the final one. Finally, comma. She should, or the child should, whatever you want to say. The child should reword the last sentence of the sample. So the last sentence is she was crying for her ice cream. Okay. Finally, the child should reword the last sentence of her ice cream because, why? Put a because in there. You tell me. What's wrong with that last sentence?
So that said she was crying for her ice cream.
Yeah, that's what she said. She's crying for ice cream. Is she crying for her ice cream?
Yes, she is.
So, because she feels sorry for her ice cream?
No, I think because the so-called her ice cream fell.
Exactly.
So what?
Exactly. Because when you say she's crying for ice cream, it sounds like she feels bad for her ice cream. Oh, poor ice cream. So really, she feels bad for herself.
Yes.
Okay, finally, the child should reword the last sentence of the sample because she is not really crying for her ice cream. But she is crying because her ice cream fell on the ground. Yeah. Okay. And then we're going to put quotation marks around the word for.
Oh.
So you could show that's the important word there. Oops, because she's not really crying for her ice cream. Okay, whoops, what's going on here? I would just put the quotes around the word for right there. So you really point out that that's the problem.
Okay.
Okay. Now I want you to put a comma after ice cream. She's not really crying for her ice cream, but she's crying because her ice cream fell on the ground. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. You're within your word count. I think you're good. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you.
Sure. No problem. I think to see you on Monday. Yeah. You have more to do or something?
Yeah.
Okay. Because we have an appointment for Monday. Okay.
Thank you.
All right. I think you got it. Not easy writing about this. Okay.
Bye.